I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This is the most undemocratic thing that anyone could possibly do.
Horace So is among the voters in Vancouver, Washington, fearing his mail-in ballot is among the hundreds burned when someone bombed ballot drop-off boxes, causing a fire. The FBI is investigating that in Washington and in Portland, Oregon, where only 3 ballots were burned. More than 46 million Americans have voted early, with the election now just a week away.
Make America great again. It's the greatest political movement of all time.
Former President Trump at a rally in Georgia calling Vice President Harris a hater, denouncing Democrats calling him a fascist and a Nazi.
This is the kind of outrageous rhetoric that has resulted in 2 assassination attempts in the last 3 months, probably. I could say that that's probably right.
He'll speak to reporters in Florida this morning. Then there will be 2 Trump events in Pennsylvania.
We can all see that Donald Trump is even more unstable and more unhinged.
Vice President Harris at a rally in Michigan touting abortion rights, speaking out against bans in some states.
The men of America are seeing their daughters and wives and sisters and mothers put at risk because their rights have been taken from them.
Tonight, Harris will speak at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C., where on January 6, 2021, then President Trump spoke before his supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol. A few hours ago, Steve Bannon, who went to prison over the Capitol riot, was released. The former Trump advisor was convicted of contempt of Congress, refusing to comply with a subpoena from the Democrat-led January 6th House committee. Israel has hit Gaza with an airstrike on a building sheltering civilians. Palestinian officials say at least 60 people were killed. Israel blames Hamas for hiding militants among civilians, and the strike came hours after President Biden said,
"We need a ceasefire. We should end this war. It should end. It should end. It should end."
Ceasefire talks continue in the Middle East. America's listening to Fox News.
With Cybersecurity Awareness Month winding down, LifeLock wants to remind you to update your software. These updates are used to patch up security issues that identity thieves can exploit to gain access to your personal info. But for comprehensive identity theft protection, there's LifeLock. LifeLock alerts you to more uses of your personal info and fixes identity theft issues that arise. Start your 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use my name as your promo code, Clay.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Well, it's not just a week to go for the presidential candidates. It's also crunch time in races for the Senate, where Republicans are hoping to win the majority. And for the House, which Democrats hope to flip back to their control in the next Congress.
Republican Jen Kagan's flipped Virginia's 2nd congressional district in 2022 and faces a challenge from Democrat Missy Cotter Smazel. While in the Commonwealth's 7th district, Democrat Eugene Vindman is hoping to ride one of the best-funded congressional campaigns to victory against Republican Derek Anderson. Speaking to Fox News Radio, Congressman Morgan Griffith believes the 2 races could be an indication for how election night goes for Republicans.
2 wins means we're in great shape. 1 win means we're in good shape. No wins means it's going to be a tough night.
Former President Trump is scheduled to have an event in Salem, which Griffith thinks could help Republican Hung Cao in his effort to unseat Democratic Senator Tim Kaine. Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are down more than 100 points for the Dow. The day after the Dow had a 273-point gain, snapping a 5-day skid of losses. In the World Series, another Dodger win.
It is a fastball. It's ripped down the line. It is gone.
Freddie Freeman gave L.A. the lead in the first inning, and the Yankees never caught up. The Dodgers take Game 3, 4-2 on Fox, giving Los Angeles a 3-0 lead in the World Series. In New York, the Yankees have to win tonight, or it'll be a sweep. On Monday Night Football, another New York loss.
Pittsburgh knocked off the Giants 26-18. After a 9-9 halftime tie that featured 3 field goals by each team, the Steelers turned to Calvin Austin for some life, and Austin delivered. He scored on a 73-yard punt return in the 3rd quarter. Austin later caught a 29-yard touchdown pass from Russell Wilson in the 4th.
That's Fox's Bob Mortelli. Pittsburgh 6-2. The Giants are now 2-6. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Former Sangamon County Deputy Sean Gratian has a new home in the Macon County Jail. He's charged with the murder of Sonia Massey back in July in her Springfield home. He was being held at the Menard County Jail awaiting his trial, but ordered to be moved to the larger facility late last week. Fire investigators say a Decatur house fire is suspicious. Crews responded to the vacant 3-story house in the 300 block of West North Street just after 6 Sunday morning. Nearly 24 firefighters on scene battling the second alarm fire inside and out. Nobody hurt in the blaze. The investigation's ongoing. Rochester High School football coach Derek Leonard is back with his team this week after missing Friday's game. Longtime coach was sidelined for the game after allegations of hazing and bullying. Some of the allegations include players shooting teammates with airsoft guns, urinating on opposing teams' benches, and more disturbing claims. You're locally up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
And good morning, October 29, Tuesday, and nice and warm. Man, what a feel we've got going on this morning. I mean, really, really nice, Mr. Greg. It feels, we're going to hit 80 today?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, 82, 83, whoa. And I was just kind of perusing the records from the water survey here for an October 29, and the record high for the day today is 81, set back in 2016. I think we'll probably break that in a couple of spots again for the day tomorrow. So how's that for summertime in the waning days
there
of
we
October?
go.
Hate to mention it, but it could be the last warm day till March, man.
Yeah, well, relative to, 80-degree weather, but the November itself kind of, maybe we'll get a couple of cool spells, but the month itself should be generally a little milder than average. I think wetter as well, so that's why we've been clamoring, get the harvest done.
Lots
of improvements coming.
Yep.
So.
I see a little bit still out there, but I think for the most part, they're just about done.
Yeah, a little maintenance going on now.
Check our weather with our meteorologist, Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by Carl.
Carl reminds you it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Get your annual mammogram scheduled. The earlier diagnosis, the better chance for survival. Mills Breast Cancer Institute at Carl is there every step of the way. Learn more at carl.org.
Amazingly, our final 2 home games are coming up this Saturday at 11 a.m. It's nice 60s maybe? I mean, that looks great. Yeah.
Yeah, no issues on Saturday around here, and any rain is going to be very much late in the day or even Saturday night. So the ball game, probably sunshine, some increase in clouds as the day wears on, and probably a kickoff temperature not bad again for November 2nd. Should be probably around 57, 58, and then later in the day, a little north of about 60 degrees and probably a bit of a southeast wind as well. So again, for early November, good as it gets around here. And same for the next couple of days if you're trying to cross the T's and dot the I's on backyard, back 40 work, whatever's up your sleeve, with 2 significant rain systems that over the next 5 to 7 days should generate 1 to maybe a little shy of 2 inches of rain in multiple rounds, by the way, to get to that point for the middle part of the week, and again early next week as well. In the early line for Tuesday, Election Day, there'll be some showers around and temperatures probably in the 50s. In the meantime, we've kind of doubled readings from what they were yesterday morning and the morning before. 64 at Willett and Savoy, 63 at Rantoul, 67 at Danville, Bloomington normal, and at 67, the normal high this time of the year is at 59. So take that. Later today, 82. That'll set some records in spots. South wind 15 to 25 and gusty to maybe 40 or 45 miles per hour. Tide down good and tight for the next couple. Low 60s again tonight. 83 tomorrow. That south wind again gusting 40 to 45 in open areas. After midnight tomorrow night, showers come a-calling. Lows in the 60s. For Halloween, some rainy weather in the morning. The afternoon is dry. 65 and turning cooler in the afternoon, a gusty west wind, but again should be dry Thursday afternoon and evening. Sunshine 58 Saturday night into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, showers return, as well as 70-degree weather for the first part of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Political analyst, host of the Truth Will Set You Free podcast. He's our friend Anthony Russo. Well, 1 week from today, lots of early voting happening. Anthony Russo, what say you? Where are we?
Well, I mean, with a week out, I think it's pretty interesting to see that really, in all reality, the Kamala Harris campaign has imploded on its face, and it's running on life support at this point. The life support that it's running on is the fact that, I think all of us that are feeling very confident on the Republican side forget that we still have 90% of the media against us. So it is going to be close. No matter, it's not a runaway. This is not going to be, a 300 and something electoral college win. It's still going to be close, even with, I think, the Kamala Harris campaign realizing that Walz was a bad pick. Shapiro would have been a better pick. The $90 million that they unlocked by having Kamala Harris undemocratically become the candidate probably wasn't worth it. But I think that it's going to still come down to the wire, no matter how you look at it, just because of obviously the media painting one direction. And I mean, small mistakes by the Trump campaign that get obviously amplified by the media and the left, the Democratic wing of their marketing. But I think that if you are a Trump voter, Trump supporter, I think that you're still feeling pretty good a week out.
All right, so it's true. However, I've been tattooed forever from the last time in 2020. I went to sleep at 3 a.m. and by 5 a.m. the whole thing had changed completely. Are we got enough people on the ground to kind of make sure things are properly run and counted?
Well, there's obviously more people on the ground. There's people like Steven Crowder that's invested a lot of money, as well as I think the Republican campaign as well. But there's a lot of entities and independent journalists that have invested a lot of money to make sure things don't happen as bad as 2020. There's also, without COVID around, the mail-in votes are a little bit less. There's still a lot of municipalities and states that are allowing mail-in, not just for those that aren't living in the state or whatever it might be, or traveling, stuff like that. So there's still the opportunity for there to be a little bit of that, but not enough. I don't see it. That whole philosophy, the word's too big to rig. If you look at social media, if you look at the battleground polls, if you look at everything right now that's painting the direction, the landscape of what this election will look like, and then of course the gaffes in the last couple of weeks by the Kamala Harris campaign, I can't see it not being too big to rig at this point.
Is it true that Donald Trump has spent his own money to do the transition part early so to make sure he hires the people he really wants? So
RFK Jr. talked about this at an event or on a panel a couple days ago. So he got the way that it typically is after you get elected, before you're actually the inauguration, you have a bunch of lobbyists get together and you pick your transition team with that kind of funding before you actually get in the White House. He's actually, according to RFK Jr., he has taken private funding, which includes some of his own money and some of people that are close to him, business associates, and they have self-funded a transition team of approximately 20 people right now before the election even happens. It includes RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. I believe as though Elon Musk is on that list. I don't know if I don't think he needs to be paid probably. But I think that he is. So he's already gotten together that transition team on his own dime and on his own people's dime at the same token, without outside lobbying having that interference, which is huge and amazing to think about. That's a whole new style of government.
Anthony Russo, the Truth Will Set You Free podcast. How can people find you, Anthony?
Truth Will Set You Free on all the Truth Will Set You Free USA on all the social media networks is the best way to find me.
Talk to you after the election. Thanks for your time, Anthony.
Later.
All right. 7:14 ESPN 93.5. Brett Bielema, our Illinois football coach,
getting ready for a big game against Minnesota. 11 a.m.
Met the media.
But a lot of positives. I had to call my wife and
just kind of put it in perspective. They got home late, but talks about a loose tooth for his daughter.
But a lot of positives. I had to call my wife and tell her that news. She was very relieved with that. So I think perspective is always awesome, right? Like we get back late Saturday night. Obviously, my kids are in bed. We get home, and when you wake up in the morning, for at least in my house, we got the kids on video, and my oldest woke up first. She came down, gave me a huge hug, and then my little one woke up, and she's had a loose tooth, and I am the local expert at pulling teeth. So she was very excited to know that Dad was home on Sunday morning. So to put a perspective, to pull my youngest bottom front tooth and make the whole world know that it's going to go forward, right? There was a lot of disappointment in Saturday, but to know that Sunday is another day, another opportunity this week to play Minnesota.
I didn't know he was a dentist. I mean, I no offense, I wouldn't want that big fella around my mouth. He just say, hey, come here. Boom. I mean,
that's probably right. I remember, the Ducey family, we used to think about tying a string and then shutting the door.
Yeah. I never did that.
I never did either, but we talked about it.
But Brett Bielema, I mean, he probably just wiggle, gone, and then the tooth fairy. So no, it puts life in perspective.
Yes, it does. I'm glad he can come home to his girls.
When he started coaching at Wisconsin, he was a bachelor, and his life was football and golf.
Yeah.
And then when he met his wife, he went golfing on a Tuesday and came home, and she said, "Are you going to do that again soon?" Or you're gone 5 hours, 6 hours. It's kind of a time consumer. So
yes, it is.
I don't think Brett's hitting it very straight in the golf course these days, and that's how it should be right now.
Last year around this time, I think we talked about some of the costumes, and Barbie was all the rage last year. I wonder if his costumes are set for on Thursday for the kids.
What's hot? I don't even know what's hot in Halloween. I got to buy some candy. If it's going to rain, he's not kind of dry. Maybe by the
it's going to rain in the morning. We should be fine in the afternoon and evening.
A lot of times
between 5 and 8.
We've been out, in days gone by where it's windy, raining sideways, everything. But we got to get the mission done with all the candy coming.
I found a sack of Bitto honey.
Ooh,
remember that?
I like Bitto honey.
You like the taffy stuff and stuff that's hard on the teeth.
All the taffy.
Just a banana taffy.
Banana Laffy Taffy.
Which one was left behind mysteriously?
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody else ate it because I did. It wasn't mine. It takes a lot of control.
Yes, you have good discipline, Stevie.
Thank
All right,
you.
so the Illini in Minnesota, 11 a.m. kick, and it sounds like also, and I was listening to you grabbing some stuff, maybe we can hear about him defending our Illini on some of those plays that happened in Oregon.
4 of the 6 plays he sent to the Big Ten were safety related. And he wants to know why the Pat Bryant wasn't targeting when he helped write the rule. And it was clearly the forearm came up, and he was definitely hit in the head, and it's all about head and safety. But, he was unhappy about that. He has not heard an answer yet, and Thursday he should know. But the good news is just about every player that got hurt, and there were probably 7 of them, 6 should be back for the game Saturday. Good. That's really good news. So.
Wow, I didn't realize there was that many.
Oh, there were a lot of guys down. It was like, oh my gosh, we're coming playing the number 1 team and we're losing our team.
Right.
Man.
And I feel like people on social media were talking about how dirty the Ducks were playing.
I don't know if it was dirty. I just know that Pat Bryant was totally targeting, in my opinion. But if Brett thinks so, then I'm right, because he'd know.
That's right.
But he was very edgy about that.
So Micaiah Cook is on a watch list for the Nancy Lieberman Award and Naismith College Women's Athlete Award. I mean, she's going to be great once the women's basketball season starts. Here we are against EIU for the guys on Monday at 7 p.m. at the State Farm Center. So go Illini.
Could be over in baseball tonight because the Dodgers won again. Freddie Freeman.
Dodgers over the Yankees.
Freddie has 3 home runs in 3 games.
Wow.
Weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you, America Recycles Day is coming up on the 2nd Saturday. A demonstration of blowing glass and more. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
I'm going to check your Fox Business Minute. We do have one more Stever here I want to get out for you this morning. You're going to really want this. Stand by. It's next. 7:19.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you. Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. That wind-blown warm-up getting underway will be with us here the next 36 hours or so. First in a series of weather systems coming in from the southwest will arrive tomorrow night. It's shower activity through Thursday morning on Halloween, but a better afternoon, although winds will be gusty and temperatures will be falling. Quiet weather as we start the new month of November out, but short-lived. Another wind-blown warm-up, not quite the degree of warmth, but a milder spell and significant moisture back in the first half of next week, and significant drought improvement expected here in the next 7 to 10 days and even beyond that. For the day today, windy and seasonably warm, some record and near record setting warmth over parts of the area. 82 with sunshine, the south wind gusting to 40 to 45 miles per hour this afternoon. Windy mild tonight down to 63. Windy warm tomorrow, sunshine 83. South wind up still to about 45 miles per hour. Showers after midnight tomorrow night, low down to 62. And for Thursday, Halloween showers the morning up to 65, but slowly falling temperatures the afternoon. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868. Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
McDonald's summer quarter was better than forecast. Its earnings and revenue are upbeat. U.S. sales rose, helped by its launch of the $5 value meal in June. However, worldwide sales declined 1.5%. McDonald's says it was impacted by the Mideast conflict and slower demand in China. The quarter ended before the E. coli outbreak this month. Pfizer is reporting a much stronger than expected quarter. Though it is known for its COVID vaccines, sales were strong for its non-COVID products, and Pfizer is boosting its forecast for the year. Royal Caribbean shares are losing ground. Its earnings topped forecast for the recent quarter, and it raised expectations for the year. However, the money it brings in, revenue, was disappointing. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
It's the Will Cain Show.
If we're being real and we boil it down to it, this is C-team Democrats, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. And that may be good enough because the election may simply be yet again a referendum on Donald Trump. But you're not looking at even a practiced and good politician for Democrats. You are truly looking, not at JV. I think you are truly looking at C-team. We'll see if that's good enough for America.
Get the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Hi, I'm Lori Brower, and I'm running for Champaign County Coroner. I have healthcare and management experience from my years as an emergency department technician and a corrections officer, and I served as a deputy coroner since 2021. In this role, I'm qualified and experienced in death investigations in the field, as well as assisting the forensic pathologist during autopsies. I'm ready to serve the people of the county as the Champaign County Coroner. You can vote for me, Lori Brower, through early voting or on Election Day, November 5th.
Paid for by friends of Lori Brower.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Hi, this is Michael from Lands. Big changes are coming to the HVAC industry. The EPA is phasing out the current refrigerant. This is going to mean new laws, new equipment, and higher cost. If you're thinking about replacing or upgrading your air conditioner, doing it now could save you a lot of money. Don't wait for the rush. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your system before the price increase in 2025. Call Lands today or visit us at landsinc.com to schedule your upgrade and save big before it's too late.
Illini fans win free tickets. Stevie Jay Broadcasting has teamed up with Express Employment Professionals, your local link to top talent opportunities. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 for your chance to win tickets to upcoming home games. That's Illini to 359-2255. Express Employment Professionals, respecting people, impacting business at 1001 North Mattis. Express Employment Professionals says go Illini. Visit expresspros.com.
All right, ESPN 93.5. What a great event last night at the iHotel.
What a great event. Thank you to everybody who came out. Habib had this effort. Rabbi Dovid Taktil did a great job talking about the situation on campus and in our community where the Jewish just feel bullied and...
Well, it's just, again, with the whole Israel-Palestine thing and the people that it's pure hate.
Yes.
And it's unbelievable. So it was essentially to support and say in Champaign-Urbana, we don't do that. We try and respect all people. We try not to hate. I've said that many, many times. Hate is like taking poison and expecting others to die. It doesn't work like that.
It's hard to believe this exists on the University of Illinois campus.
Yep, it's there. And so it was just a really well-attended iHotel. It was where we have the Cardinal Caravan normally. Mm-hmm. And I bet there were 200-300 people there.
Mm-hmm. And
really good
and to
crowd.
hear some students step up to the mic, different perspectives of how this hatred is coming into our society and culture, and it's creeping in, and what we can do to empower our Jewish brothers and sisters and help them feel better about being in our community.
Yep. And again, Habib was his brainstorm. He's been working with Rabbi Teichtel, Dovi Teichtel, very nice man. And so it was a lot of people, and I think they really enjoyed feeling the love from fellow citizens of Champaign County.
Absolutely.
All right, week from today is the election. Please vote, get educated, and do it. I just think it is a stunning statistic, the most stunning voting statistic I've ever heard, that 40% of evangelicals don't vote. How do you figure?
I don't know.
I mean, you're supposed to. I understand. I don't like my choice. Okay, I get it, but boy. There are a lot of countries pining to not only get in here, people from all over the world, as we know, coming through the South, and you just pick one. I mean, I understand we're not voting for Pope. We're not voting for that. We're voting for the best person that can do this.
Right.
And you're not going to like probably both stances in some ways you don't agree with. That's fine.
Right.
But holy cow, you're missing an opportunity to be part of this republic. And it's an amazing opportunity and privilege. And if you're not sure of anything, just read the ballot.
Right.
And read up a little bit. It's an important thing.
It's easy to visit the clerk's site, get your sample ballot, and do a little poking around before you do your early voting or through 7 o'clock on Election Day, a week from today, November 5th.
We have a Stever. This is Chapin Rose coming up, by the way, Senator Rose. We have a Stever. It's Jets Pizza.
Yes, Jets Pizza.
If you want $50, which could buy you a good part of 2 nice big pizzas, the better part of that, $50, might be a little more. They use special sauce. They never flash freeze their cheese.
That's right. The dough is terrific. It's Detroit-style pizza, which is kind of rectangular shape. 1907 West Springfield Avenue over by Round Barn and 512 South Neal Street. I happened to find myself there around lunchtime, and the 2 slices and a drink are less than $10. Love that special. And last week I was judging the Halloween Fun Fest costume contest at Marketplace Mall, and decided to treat the 6 or 8 people that were on that committee with the Urbana Park District to a chicken bacon ranch, one of my favorite Jets Pizza, and I had them double cut it so we could just kind of get it and go on the slices. It was perfect. So if you've got a Halloween thing coming up, you're going to be on the go, keep in mind Jets Pizza.
All right, GoStever.com. It's up right now and available. Just go to GoStever, STEVER.com. And you can get in on it. You get an email tonight after 8 if you're a winner, and then you'll enjoy $50 at Jets Pizza.
Maybe treat your coworkers too. Yeah. Pizza, wings, salads. They've got the boats, the kind of calzone style thing. It's terrific. I just love Jets Pizza.
All righty, we're going to break. Come back with Senator Chapin Rose next.
Your number one sports bar and grill is Pia's. Head to 1609 West Springfield Avenue to watch all your favorite sports teams play on the big screen TVs as you enjoy great drink specials and the famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger. With the slot machines, darts, video, golf, and outdoor beer garden, meet your friends at Pia's since 1975. Open mornings at 7 a.m., Sundays at 8. See you at Pia's.
Are you trying to get the most from your money? If not, you should be. A free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank gives you access to their Reward Saver, which earns you exceptional annual percentage yield and really increases your earnings potential. No monthly service fees or minimum balance required. When you're ready to make the most of your money, switch to Rewards Checking or Rewards Saver from Fisher National. See monthly requirements at any branch or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people, member FDIC.
Hello, Champaign County. My name is Jeff Wilson, Champaign County Board member. I am asking you to elect my friend Steve Thuney for County Coroner. Our county deserves and needs a compassionate and highly qualified coroner. That person is Steve Thuney. As your current coroner, Steve Thuney will continue to be there for you. Your vote matters. Vote early, by mail, or on Election Day, and join me, Jeff Wilson, in voting for Steve Thuney for County Coroner. This ad paid for by the Champaign County GOP.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A week to Election Day, 20,000 people are expected at a campaign rally for Vice President Harris in Washington, D.C.
We understand the opportunity that we have before us to turn the page on the fear and divisiveness that have characterized our politics for a decade because of Donald Trump.
Harris in Ann Arbor, Michigan, former President Trump in Atlanta.
This will be America's new golden age. We're going to have a golden age, and hard to believe after the 4 years, almost 4 years of what we've gone through. It's hard to believe I can even say that.
He's in Pennsylvania today. The LA Dodgers could win the World Series tonight.
The Dodgers lead the Fall Classic 3-0 after knocking off the New York Yankees 4-2. Freddie Freeman tied George Springer's World Series record with homers in 5 consecutive series games.
Fox's Bob Mortale. Freeman's streak started in 2021 when he was with the Braves. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Law enforcement from around the state joined family, friends, and community members in honoring fallen Illinois State Trooper Corey Thompson. The 28-year-old trooper laid to rest in Champaign. He was killed in the line of duty when hit by a passing truck more than a week ago. More than 600 volunteers joined to line Thompson's funeral procession route with American flags in his honor. Urbana police investigating a shooting that left one dead Saturday morning. It happened before 4 a.m. in the 1100 block of Fairview Avenue. The victim identified as 44-year-old Ramon Clark. So far, no arrests have been made in the shooting. Finding Illini down a few spots in the latest top 25 rankings after Saturday's blowout loss to number 1 team of the nation, Oregon. Illinois dropped from 20th to 24th in the nation. It was the second loss of the season for the Illini. The team is hosting Minnesota this Saturday. It is a noon contest. Enjoy the game. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Check our weather with our meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, and outdoor living. Visit kramersiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. That wind-blown and large-scale warm-up is underway. Yeah, temperatures have doubled just about from what they were the past couple of mornings, and readings will take on an early summer feel around here for the next couple, and a healthy dose of wind that takes us right on through Halloween Thursday afternoon. Things quiet down Friday, more rain ahead into the first half of next week. Sunshine, 82 for the day today. Heads up and tie it down good and tight for the next couple on a south wind, 15 to 25, gust 40 to 45 miles per hour. Windy mild tonight, 63. Windy warm tomorrow. Again, maybe some record and near record-setting warm for the next couple of days at 83. South wind will gust to 45 miles per hour. Late night showers tomorrow night, low down to 62, and a showery Thursday morning. But Halloween afternoon is a windy, cooler but dry, 65 and dropping temperatures. 58 with sunshine on Friday. Saturday, late in the day after the ball game, some rain moves in at 63, and spells of rain Sunday and Monday. High temperatures return to around 70 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm just Greg Solgay.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, 51st District Senator of the state of Illinois. Someday he'll probably be the last Republican in Illinois. It's our friend Chapin Rose. How are you, Chapin?
So that's not the truth.
Let's hope not. What an intro, Stevie.
Just like the who's the fellow? Who's the only Republican in Urbana? And I said, Joe Whalen. I said the only thing you got to do is motion to dismiss or something because you're not getting it. You won't get anything done. Nothing will happen anyway. Chapin, we appreciate you being on this morning. All right, so Where are we? I'm 7 days away.
Well, listen, I want to just encourage everybody to go vote. And now, I've never voted early. I've always voted on Election Day. But I've had two things happen in the last week that have convinced me that people need to go in-person vote. And by the way, here, listen, when I said in-person, make sure you put that ballot in the box itself. Make sure the machine counts it. I would, under no circumstances, use those drop boxes. And we've already seen problems around the country with some of the mail options. So I would do in person if you can. But here's why. My son Jack had come back for the Michigan game. Great win, go Illini. And he said, "Hey, Dad, before I go back to college, I'm going to go vote on Monday." Great, Jack. Calls me at 11 a.m. from the early voting center and says, "Hey, Dad, you have to come out here." I said, "Oh, what's going on?" He goes, "Well, they accidentally printed your ballot by mistake, and they said you have to vote. You have to vote today because they don't know what to do with it." And I said, "Jack, no, they can spoil it. I don't have to vote. I don't want to vote early. I want to vote on Election Day. That's what I do." And he says, "Well," they say, let me say, he calls me back 4 times later, and he says, you need to come out here. They can't fix this." And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." So I drove out to the Muhammad Voting Center, and they were very nice. By the time I got there, they'd figured out how to spoil the ballot, which is the appropriate procedure. I said, "Well, since you're here already, do you want to go ahead and vote?" And I said, "Well, okay, fine. I don't really want to, but I'm here, so why not?" So I signed the little thing, and then they go to get me my ballot, and the computer says, "Uh-oh, you've already voted."
Oh, boy.
And I looked at it and said, "Now, come on now. You guys know I didn't vote." They said, "We know you didn't vote, but the computer said you did." So I said, "What do I do?" They said, "We don't know." So I scratched my name off the sign-in pad and initialed and dated and left. I called Aaron's office, Aaron Ammons, and I talked to very nice Katie, who was very nice in all fairness. And she first told me I was going to have to vote provisionally. Well, I'm not going to vote provisionally because that means I have to come back yet again after the election and do all kinds of things just to make it count when this wasn't my fault. So she said, "Well, give me a couple hours to talk to the judges at the precinct," which is appropriate. And, she calls me back later after and says, "Okay, well, the computer system should work now." Should. Okay. Well, now I'm going to go back early because if I try to do this on Election Day, I don't want to end up getting disqualified, right, because it didn't work. So I'm going to go early. Well, I was content to whatever, not say anything, not make this a big deal. And then 2 days later, I had a friend of mine in Muhammad who went in to vote, a female, Mary, and she went in and she starts to vote, and she realizes she's got City of Champaign or Urbana County board members. She doesn't have the Muhammad County board members on her ballot. So she goes back and says, "Well, what is this?" And they said, "Oh, we printed Mary, same last name from Champaign, and gave you their ballot."
Oh, no.
So here's the deal. If Mary from Champaign goes to vote is on Election Day, is her ballot?
Yeah.
Are they going to say, "Oh, you've already voted"? Because here's what my son was going to do. He was going to get an absentee ballot mailed to him in college and send it back. And so if he'd done that procedure and this computer had glitched in the way it did, and I'd waited till Election Day to go in and vote, I would have showed up at a ballot at a precinct, and they would have said, "You've already voted."
Right.
And I would have stared at them and said, "What do you mean I haven't voted?" And so by the way, I'm not going to say the last name of the Mary in Champaign, but if you're Mary K with the last initial K, living in Champaign, you might want to think about going in early because Mary and Muhammad was given your ballot to begin with. And here's the deal, Stevie and Diane. This is happening again and again. I've heard several instances of this. Those are two that I absolutely trust. One was myself and my son. One was a very good friend of mine. But my point is this. Go to in person, and vote in person and do it. Don't wait till Election Day. I hate saying that, by the way. I absolutely hate that because, I've always been an Election Day person. I always think you need all the information. I mean, what happens if a candidate dies, whatever. But, as it is, for 20 years in this county, I voted in 15 minutes or less without incident. And every election since Aaron Ammons has taken over has been a nightmare to vote. So, this is a personal story. I in fact, I was content not to say anything about it at all until I heard from someone else that happened to them, and they were actually. I mean, imagine if Mary and Muhammad had not realized that those Champaign County board members were not her board members and had cast that ballot.
Yeah.
Now you would have had a extra vote or two in a Champaign County board race, or not two, but an extra vote in a Champaign County board race. And then when Mary from Champaign shows up to vote and would have to vote provisionally, now what? Now you've messed up the results of that race, right? So everybody get your, look in advance, see who the candidates are in your area to make sure that they're on your ballot and not being given the wrong ballot, and then also make sure that they've got your address. And by the way, if you're John A. Smith, John B. Smith, John C. Smith, I think, make sure they've given you the right John Smith ballot so that you're not actually canceling out somebody else's vote in the process. I don't know why this is a problem. It was not a problem for 20 years, but now it is.
Sounds like that we need a little better judging training, or judges need to listen closer. I mean, you ought to know how to spoil a ballot. I mean, that happens. The last time I voted, a guy in front of me had an extra ballot printed. Mine was extra ballot printed, and they were laying around. I said, what's going to happen? I said, we'll spoil those. But they gave me another ballot, and I voted with that. But another ballot of mine, I presume they spoiled it. But again, I don't know. Maybe it's harder. I have no idea why this is happening, but it sounds like it shouldn't happen.
Well, so Steve, that's an extra interesting point, because until you said that, I hadn't even thought about it. But yeah, that actually. So when I was standing there trying to correct this issue, I looked down. There's a couple ballots sitting by the principal. I said, "Well, what are those?" Because my son had said, "Well, they'd originally printed mine, and they said I was going to have to come in and vote it." And she goes, "Oh, this is right." She says, "Oh, sometimes the computer prints more than one ballot at a time, so we just have to spoil those later." And I'm like, "Well, why is the computer printing more than one at a time?" But whatever. I guess my fundamental message here is the days of walking in and voting in less than 15. And look, I registered to vote here at 18 when I came as a universalized student, and have been voting in Champaign County ever since. And until Aaron Ammons became clerk, it was in and out the door in less than 15 minutes. Simple, friendly. And by the way, everybody, the people at the precinct were friendly. The judges were friendly. Katie at the clerk's office was friendly. But the point is, why does this continue to happen? And I guess, so I wasted an hour and 15, hour and a half, and still haven't voted. I've got to go back now to vote because I was, again, the computer had errantly listed me because of the mistake of giving my ballot to my son. But, again, Stevie, imagine if I'd waited till Election Day and my son had done his original plan, which was was to vote absentee. So I would have shown up on Election Day.
Chapin, we have
being told every voter, what do you do?
Let me just say, it's Chapin Rose, 51st District Senator, ESPN 93.5.
And we got a text in at 359-2255 saying, honest question, without voter ID laws, what stops me from posing as my neighbor or other people I know to vote? And then what happens if they attempt to vote? What happens?
Well, so great question. And by the way, I've supported bills in the past to try to clean all this up. Obviously, the only Democratic Party thinks this benefits them, so they don't want to do those things. It's the majority that controls the state. But so what Aaron's going to say is, well, this is why we have signature check. Okay, well, signature check failed in my instance with my son, and signature check failed in the instance of Mary from Muhammad. Okay, and it's because what's supposed to happen is they're supposed to look at my son and say, "Oh, wait a minute, this doesn't match the thing that's on my screen, which was me," right? Well, obviously that failed because they ended up giving him my ballot by mistake, right? And thankfully, everybody caught it before it was voted and put into the machine. Because once it's voted and put in the machine, there's no undoing that, right? Same thing with Mary in Muhammad. She caught it, realizing that her county board member from Muhammad, Jeff Wilson, wasn't on the ballot. She goes back and says, "What's this?" Well, if she hadn't been heads up enough to know in advance who she should be looking for on her ballot, that and again, signature check didn't catch that. So why don't we just require everybody to bring a picture ID? You can't buy cigarettes. You can't buy a driver. You can't do virtually anything.
You can't go. You can't go to FedEx without an ID.
Well, this is what Tim is texting in also. 100% fix is just bring your ID. This would be eliminated.
Well, it's racist.
Yeah.
It's racist.
So
voter suppression. Voter suppression. Voter suppression.
And Chris in Tolono, thanks for the info, Chapin. This scares me.
Yeah, well, look, Chris and everybody else, I'm just saying there's a week left. Go in person, okay? Give yourself enough time because just like 2 years ago, everybody remembers 2 years ago, it was a complete disaster. You walk up, people waiting 2 or 3 hours to vote. Remember that? Because of that quote-unquote cyber attack that Ernie Emmons announced that ended up being completely fake. And even the United States government cybersecurity information office says there was no cyber attack, okay? But Ernie Emmons was so inept and incompetent that he blamed a fake cyber attack on it. But give yourself time. It's taken me an hour and a half so far, and I had to leave what I was doing to go out there because I was told I had no choice but to go that day. And now I still have to go back. And I'm going to go back early in person. Again, I would not, under any circumstances, use those dollar drop boxes. If you have to use the mail, I would go in person.
So when you put it through, if I go early, I've already voted. But when we go through it and it runs through the machine, is that in the books? It's counted. I'm done. That's it, right?
Yeah, that is the best way. Once it goes through that machine and into the box, you can walk out the door with your American flag sticker on. And by the way, there's another thing. They ran out of American flag stickers in Muhammad, but that's neither here nor there.
They got like a circle one now. I like
I know. They had all kinds of stuff. How about just the American flag? Republican, Democrat, whatever you want to be, we're all Americans. How about just the American flag?
Right.
But, that's an editorial comment.
Okay.
My purpose today is just to encourage people, give yourself enough time. You've got a week. Please go in person. Expect delays because every cycle under Aaron Ammons' regime has been a mess. And also double check that the ballot they're handing you when they hand it to you is the correct one for you, your name, your address, your birth date, and then also look at it and make sure you go in heads up enough to know, wait a minute, that's not my county board member, or that's not my, this person's not supposed to be on my ballot. Because what scared me was when I heard from Marion Muhammad that she'd been given Marion Champagne's ballot. If that had gone in the box, there's no way to undo that. And now all of a sudden you have someone voting in Muhammad for who's going to represent a citizen in the city of Champaign on the county board.
All right, Chapin Rose, last question. Tell me why, this is just a general overview, why do 40% of evangelicals not vote? Tell me why. 40% of evangelicals don't vote. Tell me why.
I don't know, but I know at our church Sunday, our pastor simply asked the question of what America would look like if they did. And I thought that was a fantastic point to make.
There you go. But I think it must be I can't vote for either because I disagree with parts of part. I don't know. I think you got a choice and you make one and you go vote, and it's an amazing privilege to do that. And
So look, are you gonna vote with somebody you agree with on 80 to 90% of issues, or are you gonna let somebody you disagree with on 80 to 90% of issues run your life?
Yep, that's right.
And by the way, I also want to say this, Stevie, and this is and Diane and everybody listening. Everybody wants to run around worried about who's going to be Trump, President Trump or Harris. The truth of the matter is, what happens in your local government affects you way more.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't vote in those local races, or worse yet, you cast an irresponsible vote in a local race because you didn't do your homework to know who you're voting for. I mean, look at the county treasurer's office. How much of a disaster it's been over the last since Dan Welch left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because people just blindly voted for a party. Laura Preston gets in there, and next thing you know, schools aren't getting their payments on time. Because it was a disaster. Look at the auditor's race right now. There's another good example, right? Heck, it's gotten so bad even the Democrats want to get rid of the race. Now, Alan Anderson's a great candidate for us. Coroner, which frankly is, not a very partisan position, but you're dealing with people on their worst day because they've lost their loved one. You know what I mean? Literally, who you vote for in those local races has enormous impact. I was fielding phone calls from school superintendents when they didn't get their property tax payments because the county treasurer's office is completely screwed up. That had nothing to do with who the president was. And so, do your own work, cast an informed, responsible ballot for those local races. But you just got to get out. And again, look, folks, we've got a enormous choice ahead of us here. And all I'm saying is give yourself the time you need to make it by going in the next week early. Because if you think you're going to walk in and walk out on election day, given the history of where we've been at, and these problems that have already existed this year, it's give yourself the time to get it done right.
Chapin Rose, 51st District Senator, state of Illinois, and still has colleagues, which we're excited about. So we'll see how many games we can get you. All right, always a pleasure, Chapin. Thanks for jumping on, my friend.
Hey, have a great day. Go Illini.
Go Illini. 751 ESPN 93.5. How'd Jeff Marklin ever become the mayor of Urbana? He was the mayor in the 1980s, got Windsor Road built, but he's a Republican.
Right.
He had long hair, cool dude. But now is there ever going to be a Republican voted in Urbana?
And there was a thing yesterday on our, at the I Hotel.
Township, Cunningham Township has a very derogatory way they phrased it, but go ahead and read that.
A question for Cunningham Township, question 1. Shall the United States federal government and subordinate divisions stop giving military funding to Israel, which currently costs taxpayers $3.8 billion a year, given Israel's global recognition as an apartheid regime with a track record of human rights violations?
If you can
yes
count
or no?
global recognition as 18 people, because that's all it takes to get that on their ballot. You got 18 people that put that together, then they voted like 40 to 30. It's just nobody. It's a very small number, but you can do that and get it on there.
Why is this on
but the
a
people of Urbana,
USA ballot?
Why are you voting? I mean, they used to, back in the 80s, they voted on Iraq. Okay, so they've done this for years. Okay, it has nothing to do with them, but they've got to voice it and they've got to get it on there. And it was, I think, ridiculous.
Okay,
we were getting national calls on that.
Right,
Fox News called me.
That's right.
Said you said what? I didn't have any idea what was going on. It's only on
this wasn't on your ballot.
No, it was only on the Cunningham Township, and that township probably dug it. It probably was, yeah. Okay, thank you. I hope you feel better. Dissing the Jewish people, calling them an apartheid group.
Unbelievable.
Here we go with our weather meteorologist, Greg Solier, brought to you by Busey for over 155 years, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you. Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. That wind-blown warm-up getting underway will be with us here the next 36 hours or so. First in a series of weather systems coming in from the southwest will arrive tomorrow night. It's shower activity through Thursday morning on Halloween, but a better afternoon. Although winds will be gusty, temperatures will be falling. Quiet weather as we start the new month of November out, but short-lived. Another wind-blown warm-up, not quite the degree of warmth, but a milder spell and significant moisture back in the first half of next week, and significant drought improvement expected here in the next 7 to 10 days and even beyond that. For the day today, windy and seasonably warm, some record and near record setting warmth over parts of the area. 82 with sunshine, the south wind gusting to 40 to 45 miles per hour this afternoon. Windy mild tonight down to 63. Windy warm tomorrow, sunshine 83. South wind up still to about 45 miles per hour. Showers after midnight tomorrow night, low down to 62. And for Thursday, Halloween showers the morning up to 65, but slowly falling temperatures the afternoon. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm calling veterinarian on Tuesday. His name is Todd Likens. Dr. Todd at Madison Kirby, the Pet Pro. How are you?
Hey, we're doing good, Stevie.
Saw you the other day and the Boofer and a couple of these other older dogs.
And my grand doggy came yesterday, Riggs, and got some grooming done.
It smells so good.
It does. And the nice fall bandana and even a picture with pumpkins around him or whatever for Anna's records. I love it.
Yeah, you hear all sorts of strange noises in my clinic anymore as the gals are taking pictures trying to get dogs to look at them. It's pretty funny.
Well, people can even if they're not a patient of yours, they can come in and get a dog bath for like $40 or $50, right?
Oh, yeah, let's keep it under that. Let's go for that 40 mark. That sounds better than 50, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does. $40 for
and
a
they'll do
bath
nails
and
included.
clip the nails.
It's possible.
The nails is hard, man. If you haven't held your dog's hand for all their life, they don't like you touching their nails.
I know
man.
it.
Yeah, it's sometimes a little tough to do it when the dogs outweigh my gals. So
yeah.
What's the biggest dog you've ever had come in your clinic?
Ooh, it's got to be an Irish Wolfhound. The dog came in and put his head on my counter, which is about 4 foot off the ground. And he just stayed in there, put his head on the counter.
Oh,
that was pretty good.
They're real thin, though, aren't they, Wolfhounds?
No, they're thinner for their size, but they're good size. They're still, gosh, I bet 150-pound dogs. I don't see many of them anymore. I used to see a few.
Irish Wolfhound, they're bigger than a Great Dane?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a long time, but they're thicker than a Great Dane, I think.
Well, any bull mastiffs at 180
that's
pounds?
what I was
mastiffs?
Oh yeah. We've done knee surgeries on those guys. I had to build an extension onto my surgery table because my table wasn't long enough.
No kidding, man, oh man. All right, anything I need to know out there for little doggies and cats?
Hey, it's Halloween. What does that mean?
Yeah, they're getting into the candy.
Yeah.
Watch that. New alert this year. There's xylitol in some of the candies, the hard sucker type thing. But be especially alert because xylitol is really bad. And so watch your hard lollipop type things that have say they got artificial sugar in it. Just make sure your doggies don't get into those.
Yeah, I always flash back to Charlie. You know that. I called Todd.
Yeah, he was the best, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He made wrappers and all he said were good.
Yeah, everything was fine. When he vomited and he made me give him a hydrogen peroxide piece of bread, Charlie ate everything. So he ate that and then he threw it all up. But all the wrappers are still on it. I was actually thrilled. It was gross, but I really was happy to see it.
that it hasn't been digested, that it's still all...
It's still there, and I called him candy aisle because there's probably 10 pieces of candy. How did he do that? It just didn't feel good. Man,
they're good at finding it.
They really are. The noise, the smell of what a dog can do is stunning. I will always be amazed by that. It is just amazing what they can smell. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so I used to always put my haul on the floor, sorted out and everything, and it's like I could see dogs come by and having a few.
They can smell from like upstairs.
I
man.
know it.
Here they come,
and they know if you've been with somebody else too.
Yeah, no question. No, and I come and pet the boofer.
Yep.
They were wanting to know where I was.
Yep.
So. Okay, Dr. Todd, how can people find you?
Hey, give us a text, 217-355-5051. Texting's the way to go with that.
Thank you. Appreciate your time. Dr. Todd Likens, the Pet Pro, Madison, Kirby, and Champaign. All right, the news, another whole hour. I got some clips I want to play you this morning. Stand by. Don't go away. Go to GoStever.com if you want free pizza. Yeah.
Yes.
Jet's Pizza.
Pizza.
That's what we're talking about.
1907 West Springfield and 512 South Neal Street in Champaign. Also, we're taking text for Illini, working with Express Employment Professionals, your local link to top talent opportunities, respecting people, impacting business. Again, Illini 359-2255. And we're getting more stories about veterans who deserve a new HVAC system from ABC Heating and Air. That's the word vet.
Minute till 8. We'll be right back. So if somebody has some back pain, you can't sleep, you can't do, you go see Dr. Zishan Ahmad, board certified, fellowship trained in spine and pain medicine. Go see a specialist that sees this.
So when a patient comes to me, basically I do an examination to see what is the severity of the problem. And if their back pain is associated with some leg pain, or if I find any nerve issues going on, then it becomes a serious issue. In that case, I would need some x-rays, some MRIs to kind of figure out if they have a pinched nerve. And then we'll start them on some kind of physical therapy, anti-inflammatory medicines. And if they don't get better, then do some injections.
Dr. Zishan Ahmad, board certified, fellowship trained, spine and pain medicine. He can help you or somebody you know. Get hold of them at 217-337-3045, OSF, 1400 West Park Street in Urbana.
Or just visit osfhealthcare.org.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
The Capitol riot back in focus. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Steve Bannon, a former Trump advisor who went to prison over it, was set free early this morning, hours before Vice President Harris holds a rally at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C., speaking where then President Trump spoke January 6, 2021, before his supporters stormed the Capitol. As for Bannon,
he was released from federal prison in Connecticut. Bannon was convicted in 2022 on 2 counts of contempt of Congress for refusing to comply with a subpoena from the House committee investigating the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Now, a week before the election, Vice President Harris says that she and former President Trump have very different visions.
His is focused on himself and the past.
She rallied in Michigan.
My common sense plan will lower the prices you pay on everything from prescription medication to groceries to housing. On the other hand, Donald Trump will raise costs on you and your family.
Now, at a Trump rally last night in Georgia, the former president said,
I'm asking you to dream big again, and this will be America's new golden age. We're going to have a golden age.
And he called Democrats' rhetoric dangerous and horrible.
The newest line from Kamala and her campaign is that everyone who isn't voting for her is a Nazi.
Next hour, the former president will answer reporter questions in Florida, then campaign in 2 events in Pennsylvania. More than 46 million Americans have already voted early, but in Oregon and Washington state, someone targeted ballots, bombing drop boxes.
There was enough evidence collected at all 3 scenes that lead us to believe that all 3 incidents are connected.
That's Mike Benner with police in Portland, Oregon, where only 3 ballots were destroyed, but hundreds were burned in Vancouver, Washington. As ceasefire talks continue in the Middle East, so do Israel's airstrikes in Gaza. As they target militants, Israel claims are hiding among civilians. A strike early today hit a building sheltering displaced Palestinians, and officials in Gaza say at least 60 people were killed. America's listening to Fox News.
With Cybersecurity Awareness Month winding down, LifeLock wants to remind you to update your software. These updates are used to patch up security issues that identity thieves can exploit to gain access to your personal info. But for comprehensive identity theft protection, there's LifeLock. LifeLock alerts you to more uses of your personal info and fixes identity theft issues that arise. Start your 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use my name as your promo code, Clay.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
We mentioned the Capitol riot earlier, and ex-Trump advisor Steve Bannon's release from prison this morning on January 6th related charges. Well, somebody else is going behind bars, an actor.
Jay Johnston has portrayed pizzeria owner Jimmy Pesto Sr. in Bob's Burgers, a street brawling newsman in the movie Anchorman, as well as a police officer in Arrested Development. In real life, Johnston was accused of pushing against police officers guarding a tunnel entrance to the Capitol on January 6th, 2021. He pleaded guilty in July and Monday was sentenced to 1 year in prison. The judge called Johnston's conduct problematic and reprehensible. He's since been fired from Bob's Burgers, lost his role in a movie based on the show, and has been unable to find acting work. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
American adversaries again being accused of trying to meddle in American politics before the election.
A U.S. official Monday told reporters that Russia, China, and Cuba have been spreading or amplifying false information about the impacts of Hurricanes Helene and Milton via online channels such as messaging app Telegram. The official cited one particular image, likely AI generated, depicting flooding at Disney World and shared by Russian state-owned media. The Kremlin, however, rejected such claims, telling Reuters the West is ready to blame Moscow for everything. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed, falling almost 200 points for the Dow ahead of the opening bell this hour. At the World Series, the Yankees have their backs to the wall.
2-2 to Torres. Bouncing ball towards the middle. Edman with a spin and a throw, and the Dodgers dominate Game 3. They're a win away from a world championship.
Which Los Angeles could win tonight in New York. After the Dodgers beat the Yankees 4-2 on Fox, only one team in baseball history has come back from down 3-0 in a series. The Red Sox 20 years ago against the Yankees. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Urbana police investigating a shooting that left one dead Saturday morning. It happened before 4 a.m. in the 1100 block of Fairview Avenue. The victim identified as 44-year-old Ramon Clark. So far, no arrests have been made in the shooting. Law enforcement from around the state joined family, friends, and community members in honoring fallen Illinois State Trooper Corey Thompson. The 28-year-old trooper laid to rest in Champaign. He was killed in the line of duty when hit by a passing truck more than a week ago. More than 600 volunteers joined to line Thompson's funeral procession route with American flags in his honor. Finding Illini down a few spots in the latest top 25 rankings after Saturday's blowout loss to number one team of the nation, Oregon. Illinois dropped from 20th to 24th in the nation. It was the second loss of the season for the Illini. The team is hosting Minnesota this Saturday. It is a noon contest. Enjoy the game. Hello. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. It is actually 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. Illinois takes on Minnesota. We are a 2.5-point favorite, so you know it's going to be a tough game. These are I actually enjoy the Oregons and Michigans better because when we go into a game that you're supposed to win, I just think a lot different being the hunter versus being hunted.
Yes.
And being hunted is a whole different deal.
Good comments from Jay Lehman yesterday. And you can always hear our podcast feature that's in kind of the toolbar area at steviejay.com to re-listen. Also live at Pia's after 3 on Friday, November 1st.
Yeah, and so my trick-or-treater friends, Mr. Greg Soyer, our meteorologist, we ought to be okay by 5 or 6 o'clock on Thursday evening from rain standpoint, isn't it?
Yeah, and even for the little ones that tend to go out a little bit earlier into the afternoon, even then, except for some gusty winds, so hold the trick-or-treat bag good and tight and relatively comfortable, considering I remember the day when it was snowing and blowing and cold. You had to throw everything over the costume, and that was it. But but relatively comfortable. Probably temperatures generally to start the trick-or-treat festivities, let's say 2-3 in the afternoon, about 60 or so, and then into the early evening down into the 50s. So we can manage that along with the west wind. Managing a beautiful morning out there with a reading of 64 to Willard and Savoy, same at Rantoul. That's about double what we've had here the past couple of mornings. Most readings already are above seasonal highs, and so we've got some warmth, some summer-like feel for the day-to-day, with a high temperature expected to top out right around about the 82, 83 degree mark. The record high for the 29th here of October is 81, set back in 2016, and we may flirt with that again for the day tomorrow. South wind, hold on good and tight, 15 to 25, gusts 30 to 45 miles per hour today, tonight, and tomorrow, with a low tonight 63, 83 tomorrow. And we get some rain in here tomorrow night after midnight, low down to 62, but again, that winds down Thursday morning. Should be about a half-inch worth of rain, 65 and turning cooler the afternoon. Dry Friday, November 1 at 58. Saturday, we're dry for the ball game. Increasing clouds, southeast wind kickoff at about 58. 63 later in the ball game. Then some rainy spells for Saturday night into Sunday. More showers Monday and Election Day Tuesday as we climb back into the lower 70s very early on next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solden.
All right, my friend, well done. Great weather. Man, can we get through? November usually does not have a ton of sun. Boy, a little sunshine November would be awesome. And I'm okay. And I'm sorry, my snowplow friends that shove snow for money.
Yes.
I'm okay with no snow.
Absolutely. And speaking of sunlight, daylight savings time ends Sunday the 3rd at 2 a.m. when you set your clock back an hour.
Extra hour of sleep for you this Saturday when you go to bed. Mm-hmm. Okay, at Chapin Rosemont, got a lot of texts in on the Fisher National Bank text line, 217-359-2255.
So you mentioned evangelicals, and they mentioned who determined who was an evangelical in this poll. And I know that you mentioned that
it's been out there. Several studies. I have to go look, but it was such a stunning statement to think that evangelicals don't vote. Mm-hmm. We ought to just all vote. Vote for whoever you want, but
no matter what your faith, no matter what you believe in, just vote.
But I am not a fan of same-day registration for the U of I students because they're handed a placard of who to vote for.
I know. I've seen it.
Yeah, and they're given pizzas and stuff, which I don't think you're supposed to do.
I've heard the statistics of how much that costs.
Well, it's $5,000, and they're spending $5,000. Democrats, $5,000 on pizzas, and you're telling them who to vote for, and they just line up like lemmings. You ought to know, and you're not part of my town if you're not here all the time, are you?
I know. And why are you making decisions for our future government and other questions on our ballot?
And then I don't know.
You're leaving.
I don't think we're talking to Naperville, because can't they go and vote in Naperville? And I know it's a felony.
That's right.
But could you stop it?
I know.
And would you even prosecute
Who's
that?
checking that?
Were you going to prosecute it?
So Nick had said I went to vote, and they asked for my name. I handed them my ID, and they said, we don't need that. What's your name?
Well, it's easier to see how spelled, isn't it? I've handed them before. They have not turned me down. This year I did not.
Okay.
And, they figured it out. So
no stickers in Savoy with the American flag either. Judge says you were one of many asking for the American flag oval that says I voted. Yours was more what I thought was stylish.
Well, it was stylish, but I will say this. I like the American flag better, but it never stuck very long.
Uh-huh.
It didn't have a good stick on it.
Okay.
This other one, I could have pretended I was in Fashionista and had a designer vest.
But I didn't know voted was in there. It just looked like a gray.
No, it just looked like I had
label or
some
something.
label of
Right.
some fashion.
Whereas the American flag.
All right, so are we intimating that we're not patriotic if we don't have a flag? I don't know. We can find I'd love to have a flag on my chest like that. So
I heard a guy from California talking about his early voting experience. The judge refused, in capitals, to even look at his ID, and Robert Kennedy was the first president candidate listed. Crazy town.
I don't know how that works. Don't they have a drawing or something for placement?
Okay.
Every state has a different method to who goes first. I guess it does matter if you're first.
And Robert Kennedy is on our ballot.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I think it was just a matter of paperwork and yanking him and all that.
Well, sometimes you don't want him off. If you think it's going to hurt Trump more, your politics are going to matter, because then you want to leave him on because he'll draw some votes. No matter what, even if the guy says, I'm not running, I'm supporting Trump. No.
Right.
It's still on there, and they know that'll siphon some. Just like Jill Stein and the others that are going to get 1% and 2%. You say, well, who's it going to hurt? And generally speaking, the far left will hurt the far left.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
And then we were talking about the Cunningham Township question with the
calling Israel apartheid.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Rick had said Urbana is totally dysfunctional, running their community highest R/E taxes, worst run, sounds like a bunch of poorly run blue states. When will people wake up?
We appreciate those texts, 217-359-2255. You're welcome on the Fisher National Bank text line. Our morning sports, Brett Bielma being ranked.
I said I didn't know, right? And she goes, what do you mean? She goes, you've got 2 losses against 2 teams that are 1-3 and never lost a game.
Talking about his wife, he didn't know he was still ranked because they thought, the game wasn't competitive.
Right.
So you're going to fall out of the top 25. Well, we did not. We fell 4, but we did not fall out. And that matters because every time you're ranked, you get scores reported on all the ESPN News and Fox Sports, everything you're mentioned.
And you played them both at their place, right? And so I probably need to listen to my wife more often, right? But I kind of laughed and turned around, but I mean, no way am I, I own those 2 losses and where it is, but I do think there's probably a national, I know you get a vote, right? But I think from the outside world, 2 years ago, that's just an Illinois program that gets booted out, right? And I think for us, even though it stayed in there at 24, I think it just speaks volumes about what the outside world is seeing. I know I get it more from our coaches, right, that I travel around, see around. People that give me feedback, people that know football. When I see it and meet with the commentators, it's just like there's a difference, right? And to be ranked 7 weeks, I don't care what anybody says, right? And it's until last time that happened is 2001.
How about that? We ranked 7 weeks. Last time, 2001.
That is cool.
That's
way to go, Mrs. Bielma, pulling that out. And telling your husband, Brett.
You're still ranked.
Thank you, Jen. So NFL action, Pittsburgh over the New York Giants yesterday, 26-18. Next up will be on Thursday, Houston at New York. Bulls over Memphis, 126-123. Bulls are at 2-2 on the season. Orlando beat the Pacers 119-115, and Boston over the Milwaukee Bucks 119-108. NHL had Blackhawks over the Colorado Avalanche 5-2. 3-0. Dodgers are up over the Yankees Who would have thunk it? 4-2 was the final yesterday.
I mean, think about it. Before everything started and they signed Shohei Ohtani and they have Mookie Betts, I mean, they have an all-star team. They didn't play very well, and then when it got serious, apparently they turned on the light. Freddie Freeman is going to be your MVP. How about Tommy Edman was the MVP of the National League Championship Series? Why did the Cardinals trade him again?
Right.
We got nothing for him.
Ugh.
It was unbelievable.
Such a nice guy on
I
our
know.
Cardinal caravan. I got a selfie with him.
He's from California, so
I see.
He's going to have a World Series ring most
Whatever.
likely. Yeah. I mean, Tommy was unbelievable. Had 11 hits in the championship series. He was a Cardinal. How many guys are we saying that was a Cardinal? I don't know. Isn't that easy, I guess? Isn't that easy?
Exactly. So anyway, Game 4 is tonight. Could be over. They'll have the champagne chilled on ice in the locker room, right? Just in case.
Well, they have to.
Right.
And if you don't use it, maybe the Yankees come back and take it back to L.A. You never know.
Right.
They're just not hitting very well. They're not playing their best baseball, and apparently the Dodgers are. So, yeah.
So that's essentially sports. I could talk about Illinois basketball. We've got our starting 5 contest. Who knows with the $3,000 on Monday as we play EIU at 7:00. And thanks to Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing for sponsoring our contest when we tried to name the starting 5 back in June.
June was when I said, you name it, it's impossible. Brad Underwood said it's impossible. Brad Underwood today, I would say, doesn't know. I think it's just we got 10 guys, 10, 11, 12 guys that probably have a chance to start. Jaxis, I think, is going to redshirt. But other than that, there are 11 guys, and they all played in Mississippi.
Kasparis, Yakachonis.
Yeah, he's the real deal. But again, they haven't played at this speed. They're 18 years old. They've played some pro ball, but a Mississippi team that traps you in the corner and takes your ball away. We had 22 turnovers.
Yikes.
So it's very unlike this young. It's early.
That's right. We're trying to get the chemistry going and all of that. Thanks to Thomas & Ellers Insurance and Mike Wallner over at the University of Illinois Orange and Blue Golf Course in Savoy.
We'll see if I have to hand out $3,000 on Election Day because Monday night is Easter. And I said, whoever trots out there for the first game, I think what would really hurt everybody's cause is if Kylan Boswell wanted to watch a movie and not go to the game because everybody picked Kylan Boswell to start. So, for my purposes, I kind of hope he picks the movie.
Okay.
Anyway, it'll be fun, and we'll try and call prospective winner. Now, if there's 7 people that actually pick the starting 5 for the Illini in basketball this Monday, then we'll have a drawing.
I just got a text about Jets Pizza. That's our special today. $50 gift card could be yours. And how do they win? Do they text Jets?
They go stever.com.
Thank you for that.
It is available. Jeff Brownfield is running for state senator, said, just wanted to pass along appreciation for the event last night. You guys did a lot to promote it. Well, Habib did a lot to promote it.
Yes, he did.
And this was the gathering celebration of faith. And
standing together against anti-Jewish hate in our community.
Had a lot of our Jewish friends there, and I think they felt the love from those folks that say this is Champaign-Urbana. We don't hate like that.
That's right.
It's not what we want to be known for or do, and we have very, very few people that feel that way, but it feels like more when they're out there screaming at you.
Rabbi Dovid was there and talked, and I met his wife Goldie. Just wonderful people. It was a great event.
Probably should tell them that I play Tevye and Fiddler on the Roof.
I know.
Yeah. Hey, Golda, do you love me? Goldie? It was Goldie?
Exactly.
Okay. I wonder if he calls her Golda.
I
wonder if he ever calls her Golda. All right, we're going to break for the Fox Business Minute and check with Greg Sollier's weather, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Kurt Lenschow. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. Talked to Kylie yesterday. They've just got a great office. Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. That wind-blown and large-scale warm-up is underway. Yeah, temperatures have doubled just about from what they were the past couple of mornings, and readings will take on an early summer feel around here for the next couple, and a healthy dose of wind that takes us right right on through Halloween Thursday afternoon. Things quiet down Friday, more rain ahead into the first half of next week. Sunshine 82 for the day today, heads up and tie it down good and tight for the next couple on a south wind 15 to 25, gust 40 to 45 miles per hour. Windy mild tonight 63, windy warm tomorrow. Again, maybe some record and near record setting warm for the next couple of days at 83. South wind will gust to 45 miles per hour. Late night showers tomorrow night, low down to 62, and a showery Thursday morning. But Halloween afternoon is a windy, cooler but dry 65 and dropping temperatures. 58 with sunshine on Friday. Saturday, late in the day after the ball game, some rain moves in at 63, and spells of rain Sunday and Monday. High temperatures return to around 70 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm just Greg Soldgate.
Got a clip from a kind of a montage of the media talking about Kamala Harris before she was anointed as their candidate. It's like Joe Scarborough, Michael Moore. Unbelievable. You got to hear this. Coming up, it is 8:20.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
McDonald's shares are losing ground. Its earnings were better than expected. Sales rose in the U.S., helped by its $5 value meals, though globally its sales declined. And McDonald's E. coli outbreak happened after the quarter ended. PayPal reported a mixed quarter. The stock's down 2%. Pfizer shares are up more than 1%. Its upbeat quarter boosts the prospects for CEO Albert Bourla as activist investor Starboard looks to make changes. Though Pfizer is known for its COVID vaccines, it also saw demand for its COVID treatment Paxlovid and cancer medicines. Royal Caribbean says demand for cruises is still strong. It boosted its forecast for the year after an upbeat quarter, though it says Hurricane Milton did impact its business. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
There's a new showroom at Flooring Surfaces in Champaign. Choose your next floor in an incredible space filled with beautiful hardwoods, durable waterproof vinyl, elegant porcelain tiles, and the finest carpets in Central Illinois. Find inspiration around every corner. And when you need help, Flooring Surfaces offers free measuring, free design assistance, and expert advice. Visit Flooring Surfaces today at 401 Mercury Drive in Champaign.
Flooring Surfaces, your first stop.
Attention drivers. When it comes to your car, trust matters. That's why savvy drivers choose PDR Automotive for top-notch service and unbeatable quality. From routine maintenance to complex repairs, their team of expert technicians has the skill and experience to keep your vehicle running smoothly. At PDR Automotive, customer satisfaction is their priority, and they won't rest until your car is back on the road performing at its best. Visit PDR Automotive in Urbana today, family-owned and operated for more than 50 years. They're what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Ever wonder why you pay your bank to have a checking account? Fisher National Bank does too. You see, they offer free rewards cashback checking that gives you cash back on debit purchases, no service fees or balance requirements. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's so simple. Reward yourself today with rewards cashback checking. Learn more at any branch or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC. FDIC.
All right, so 8:24. I'm Stevie Jay. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I'm glad you're listening. We'll be here till 9 this morning. The drive this afternoon. Jay Lehman was terrific as always with Lon and Derek, and you can listen to it on podcast at steviejay.com.
More texts are coming in too from people that are interested in these Illinois, Minnesota tickets. That's at 11 a.m. kickoff on Saturday. And thanks to Express Employment Professionals, your local link to top talent opportunities, respecting people and impacting business. ExpressPros.com, 359-2255, the word Illini.
Yeah, if you want free tickets to the game, going to be 58 at kickoff in sunshine.
I know.
I mean, you can't get more incredible weather this fall for football, and we are 6-2, people. We're a ranked football team, and we got a chance to go 7-2 and get even more bowl eligible from the standpoint of location. Remember we were 8-4 and went to Florida. Marchie and Lana had to get 9 buses. Come on.
That's right.
Let's go party now. Anyway, 8:25. So Kamala Harris is getting a lot of very positive press, but it wasn't like that when she was vice president. In fact, there was word that Joe Biden was going to have to drop her from the ticket for the election of 24. We had Joe Scarborough, we got Jimmy Kimmel, we got Michael Moore, all couldn't take it. Just a bad candidate.
There are reports that say that you have the lowest approval rating of any vice president. Well, there are polls that also say I have great approval ratings.
Swing voters don't like Harris. How big a drag is Kamala Harris on the ticket?
She's a pretty big drag. I think she was arguably Biden's worst political decision.
They don't like her. There's lots of reasons they don't like her.
Kamala Harris's approval rating is now at 28%, which is an historic low for any modern vice president.
We're hearing it from mainstream media, one outlet after another, one leak after another. That Kamala Harris is the worst vice president ever, the worst politician ever.
We don't see the
That's Joe Scarborough, people.
vice president. What people are saying to me, and I'm sure they're saying it to you, where's the vice president? Some White House officials are feeling that she came off looking unprepared for inevitable questions about when she might visit the southern border.
We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
The point that Lester Holt was making was obvious to anyone else who was watching this interview, which is that the issues at the border are inextricably linked with the portfolio that she's been given.
The border is secure. We have a secure border.
Bidenomics is working.
Prices have gone up. And families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up.
He picked Kamala Harris to be his running mate. She was ranked and is ranked as the most liberal senator in the United States Senate.
Michael
Moore. He could have gone the other way, but he went to the left.
Joe Biden is running for re-election, and I will be his ticket mate. Full stop. Full stop. That's it.
That's a lie. She's going to be the top of the ticket. Remember the reaction of Barack and Michelle Obama?
Right.
They said, let's have a kind of a thing at the convention.
Right.
So we can pick our candidate at the convention.
Yeah, they were a little late to the party on agreeing this is the way to go.
Well, and so they didn't want to do that. And they knew that. And now they're probably thinking, I told you. We had to have an open convention to get the right person or people. And we did this. And now, we'll see what happens. She can still win. But it just, what drives you nuts is the media. The people that have the biggest microphones and voices, and combined, they have a pretty big audience. They don't individually. CNN's in the hundreds of thousands on some of their primetime shows. Fox News is at 3 and 4 million. They just MSNBC's a little bit rated, and then you got NBC, CBS, ABC. I mean, they're just all in unison. Mm-hmm. It's just remarkable to me how they do that. From the standpoint of verbiage, they say the same things. They hit the same stories. And you can turn them on and off and just flip the switch, and now all of a sudden Kamala's the worst ever And now she's the best ever.
Could there be someone getting to a news director and giving them a little incentive money? Or
how do you have the unison? I mean, do you send a message and then it just, the verbiage is the same words? How do you say the same words? I've seen anchors lined up side by side. It's the same.
That's how it was with Weird.
Yeah, but they
Joy.
But they have a phrase of the day? And why isn't there a whistleblower saying this is how they do it? There's always a whistleblower.
I know.
Anyway, it's stunning, and I don't think that there's just not a lot of people going, go Kamala. They're going, can't stand Trump.
Yes.
It isn't for Kamala, it's against Trump. If you don't vote, you can't vote for Kamala Harris. You've got to give me an argument how. What has she done? I've got something. She really had to go on at a rally and being serious. They were in perfect unison. Then she hasn't been out there a lot relative to other politicians, and she did the wrong thing. I shall play that for you, but she really had a great Kamala. It was really good. And then she goofed it up. Hey, we all goof up. We have the microphone enough.
Absolutely.
But, man, she turned off that momentum, and she had an idea. I did at a play-by-play once. I said, I'm not going to announce this last play. I'm going to let the crowd tell you. Mm-hmm. And the crowd was relieved. It wasn't a big scream. It was relief. And so I miscalculated that.
Right.
She miscalculated her Kamala. What did she say to stop the momentum? I will give that to you next.
Okay.
Fox News coming up. You're welcome to text us 217-359-2255. It is 8:30 in Champaign-Urbana.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. The final Fox News power rankings have Arizona now leaning toward former President Trump, and the race overall still a toss-up with a week to go.
We're going to win this thing. We got to win this thing. And if we don't win it, we're not going to have a country. It's not going to be good.
This is going to be a tight race until the very end. So we have a lot of work ahead of us.
Trump there in Atlanta, Harris in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Former Trump White House strategist Steve Bannon's 4-month prison sentence is over.
He was released from federal prison in Connecticut. Bannon was convicted in 2022 on 2 counts of contempt of Congress for refusing to comply with a subpoena from the House committee investigating the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Bannon goes on trial in December, accused of duping donors who gave money toward a border wall. He's doing his podcast and planning to hold a news conference today. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Former Sangamon County Deputy Sean Gratian has a new home in the Macon County Jail. He's charged with the murder of Sonia Massey back in July in her Springfield home. He was being held at the Bernard County Jail awaiting his trial, but ordered to be moved to the larger facility late last week. Fire investigators say a Decatur house fire is suspicious. Crews responded to the vacant 3-story house in the 300 block of West North Street just after 6 Sunday morning. Nearly 24 firefighters on scene battling the second alarm fire inside and out. Nobody hurt in the blaze. The investigation's ongoing. Rochester High School football coach Derek Leonard is back with his team this week after missing Friday's game. Longtime coach was sidelined for the game after allegations of hazing and bullying. Some of the allegations include players shooting teammates with airsoft guns, urinating on opposing teams' benches, and more disturbing claims. You're locally up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hi, I'm Jeff Brownfield, and I'm running to be your next state senator. Our taxes are too high, and it's hurting hardworking families like yours. I'll fight to lower taxes and keep more money in your pocket. The Muhammad Aquifer is our lifeline, and I'll work to protect it from contamination, because frankly, clean water is non-negotiable. It's time to get rid of career politicians who've lost touch with the people they serve. Let's bring fresh ideas to Springfield and get things done for Central Illinois. I'm Jeff Brownfield, and I approve this message. Paid for by Friends of Jeff Brownfield.
Airlig Plumbing Solutions. For your kitchen and bath remodels, sump pumps, maintenance plans, and even licensed backflow testing, Airlig has you covered. Your local plumbing contractors for industrial, commercial, and residential jobs can provide plumbing services, repairs, and installs with a quick turnaround by calling or texting 217-722-9499. Send an email with your plumbing issue and contact information to info@airligplumbing.com.
Check your weather brought to you by Watts Company Systems. They offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. Free evaluation, simply call 217 352-0428 for Watts Copy Systems.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. That wind-blown and large-scale warm-up is underway. Yeah, temperatures have doubled just about from what they were the past couple of mornings, and readings will take on an early summer feel around here for the next couple, and a healthy dose of wind that takes us right on through Halloween Thursday afternoon. Things quiet down Friday, more rain ahead into the first half of next week. Sunshine, 82 for the day-to-day. Heads up and tie it down good and tight for the next couple on a south wind, 15 to 25, gust 40 to 45 miles per hour. Windy mild tonight, 63. Windy warm tomorrow. Again, maybe some record and near record-setting warm the next couple of days at 83. South wind will gust to 45 miles per hour. Late night showers tomorrow night, low down to 62, and a showery Thursday morning. But Halloween afternoon is a windy, cooler but dry, 65 and dropping temperatures. 58 with sunshine on Friday. Saturday, late in the day after the ball game, some rain moves in at 63, and spells of rain Sunday and Monday. High temperatures return to around 70 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, maybe it'll just Greg Soldier.
Oh boy, lots of rain falling in Chicago on the Bears. Ooh. Eberflus is probably not going to maintain his position at the end of the year.
Okay.
You just can't lose the football game the way they lost it.
Right.
And the guy that was pointing to the crowd, taunting them as the play was unfolding, has apologized to the team.
Yeah, I mentioned that yesterday, how he took to social media and made those comments.
Said I should have been more focused.
More focused.
Mm-hmm. His back was to the Washington offense, 50 yards downfield. And then he's the guy that actually went over and tipped it up so they could catch it.
Yeah.
He said changes will be made. Well, good. And then they handed it off to a lineman who has been in that role this year, but they fumbled on the 1 yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And you give it to a normal running back, that might not happen. So then the 13 yards given up right before the Hail Mary, and they allowed him to go out of bounds. You need to keep him in bounds, so the clock runs, and the game's over. So anyway, Bears are still 4-3, but they could have been 5-2.
Right.
And I think they got some toughies coming up with Lions, Vikings, Packers.
Oh boy.
Anyway, we'll have the Bears. We carry them. Jeff Joniak is heard on our sister station, WQQB Q96.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, you'll hear the Bears on our radio. Okay. So Kamala had it going on. I mean, it was a beautiful chant. And then she had the idea that I want you to chant your own name. And it just didn't. It didn't go.
Okay, now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that.
Okay, don't know how. Just dang it.
Diane.
Diane.
They were on a roll.
Stevie. I mean, it was beautiful. Look at that. They got the songbook, man.
It's like the whole crowd's looking at each other like, what? How do we do that?
Okay, now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that.
Ouch. Man.
It is so awkward.
It's just hard.
When you're in front of people and things go wrong. I've been there before. I feel empathy.
Anyway, so that was
the County Fair. I can't remember what I said.
That's the most unison that I've heard. So there you go.
They're united.
All right. Brett Bielema talking in the press room yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Pat's obviously in concussion protocol.
This is Pat Bryant.
Yeah,
he's the guy that got targeted, I think. And I had to actually edit this because Brett was pretty passionate about it.
Pat's obviously in concussion protocol. Everything's trending the right way there, and is taking himself and put himself as far as he could be right now. It's a 5-day process, but everything indicates going to be there. Obviously, I watched the film after the game. Saturday night flying home, and then Sunday, and so what we routinely do is send in, X number of plays, and that was one of the plays I sent in, and if they told me it's not, I want to know who made that decision and how, right? Because it clearly shows to me that he was struck in the head with the forearm, and I want to know how it gets reversed. I understand if that wasn't called. I don't understand how it was called and taken away. That's what I can't. And if I was Pat Bryant, or I got to my phone and Pat Bryant's dad called me, that's the people I care about answering to. I don't give a shit about anybody else. I care about answering my players' parents about their safety, and I want to know why But more importantly, I want to know for us to move forward, if that's legal, like I don't want to teach that, but I want to know the rules that we're playing with. And that's the number one reason, we sent in about a half a dozen plays that were very concerning. 4 of them were player safety related, and I got to have those answers.
Okay. I think it's
Good
fair.
for him.
Fair. I mean, it truly is.
Boy, they sent in a bunch of plays to be reviewed.
Well, they do that every week.
Okay.
They send it every week. And there's always, they're going to make mistakes. And what you don't want is the Big Ten to come out Monday and say, sorry, we cost you the game. Okay, that's happened to us.
Yeah.
I mean, more than once. It's just like,
especially games against
man.
Michigan.
Well, I mean, hey, we got Minnesota coming to town. Then we're off a week. I think those are always great. Give those coaches included, of course, a break just for a few days. And then we play late in the year because then we'll host Michigan State. And I'm just shaking head about that Michigan State game 2 years ago. They came here. The winds were 40 to 50 miles an hour. And we win the game. We go to the Big Ten championship in December. And Purdue comes and beats us in Michigan State. Oh, we didn't. We just win one of them. We lost 2 home games. Otherwise, the Chase Brown team, Devin Weatherspoon, that team would have been in the Big Ten championship game because that's back when we used to have divisions. Now it's like Katie bar the door. It's 1 through 18. Finish in the top 2, you play for the championship. Well, that's going to be hard.
Yeah.
When we were in that nice little division where we winnable, because Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan were on the other side. Now it's like, okay.
How did that work?
Yeah, well, that was fair. We love that. Anyway, so we got the eyeballs are totally on Indiana. What's up? Indiana, in the history of their football team, which is like 100 years old, has never been 10-0.
I know.
They're 8-0. They've been 9 wins 2 times. One was in 1945. This is Bloomington, Indiana's going, huh?
Right.
When's basketball starter?
And
I got to go to football?
Right. And I feel like they're not getting much respect. Aren't they like 13?
13.
In the polls?
Well, they got Ohio State and Michigan coming up. I think they go, I don't know who Indiana plays this week. It's somebody they can beat. And then they got to go to Michigan. I'm sorry, Michigan. Somehow Indiana got 8 home games. 8 out of 12 are home.
Wow.
I don't know how they did.
No wonder they got a little mo.
I don't think Illinois ever had 8 home games.
Huh.
So they got 8 home games and a new coach. The coach brought 11 players from his former team who obviously are good.
Yeah.
And listen, they've been spanking everybody. They've been beating people. I mean, beating Nebraska 56-7. That's the team I beat in overtime. They're good. So and I'm telling you what, Nebraska almost beat Ohio State and Columbus. Who's to say Indiana can't be the national champion at this point till somebody beats them? It's just hard. It's like, okay, Indiana, not football. You don't have that. Basketball, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any tradition in football. So now they do. 8-0 Hoosiers. They're taking Brett Bielema's Coach of the Year away from me because that guy's got to be Coach of the Year today.
You're right.
8-0?
Wow.
Anyway, I have not looked at the last part of their season, but I know they got Ohio State and Michigan. But Michigan's real beatable, aren't
Mm-hmm.
they? And Oregon goes to Ann Arbor, 107,000 people. And good luck. Good luck to my friends in Ann Arbor.
That's right.
Playing that team. The team's really good.
Mm-hmm.
8:42, quick check of sports and weather still to come.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Political news is sure to dominate the headlines in 2024, adding uncertainty to the markets. This makes a disciplined investment strategy even more critical to achieving your long-term goals. To assure your investments are aligned with your objectives, contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
All righty. Sports headlines.
I mean, this press release is from yesterday talking about our Parkland alum selected as the 2024 World Series umpire crew chief. That's Mark Carlson.
I don't know why Parkland. I read that last week.
Okay.
So Parkland a little late getting this out. But Mark Carlson, who was in Dan Hughes, the great radio and television guy at Parkland, he was in Dan Hughes' class, and he wanted everybody to stand up and say what you want to be.
Okay.
Mark Carlson stood up and said Major League Baseball umpire.
Nice. Way to go getting that goal.
Yeah. He was inducted into the Parkland Hall of Fame in 2016, 25th season. So this had to be a minute ago, probably back in the 80s when he went through Parkland. But anyway, Mark Carlson, who had the plate last night, crew chief for this World Series, that's really good.
Yeah, went to Parkland in 87.
What kind of coin do you make as a...
I don't know. I'm
thinking if you're a Major League umpire, you're at least 100,000, 200,000. There are a lot of guys that can fill your place.
Wow.
I'm amazed at how many times they're right. It is bang, bang, and they got it.
Uh-huh.
They're so trained with the ear hearing the ball hit the glove versus watching the foot. It's stunning. And they're just... Every night in the big leagues, you get a report card. How would you like that? How would you like a report card said you missed 15% of the calls behind home plate balls and strikes?
Ugh.
I mean, they're grading you every pitch because now you have the box around home plate.
I know.
I don't think it's an easy gig.
Dang it. So LA Dodgers over the New York Yankees 4-2. Dodgers on top 3-0 coming into Game 4 tonight.
Has anybody ever come from 3 back in the World Series?
Right.
I don't think so. I think somebody went from 3-0 to 3-3 and lost. But I don't think in the world, the Boston did that to the Yankees, but that was the ALCS Championship Series. I don't think anybody in the World Series ever come back from 3-0. So we'll see. Maybe the Yankees can do it.
NFL had the Steelers over the Giants 26-18. The Bulls beat Memphis 126-123. Bulls are at 2-2 on the season. Orlando over the Indy Pacers 119-115, and Boston over the Milwaukee Bucks 119-108. Blackhawks over the Colorado Avalanche 5-2 in NHL action. Congratulations, Makaira Cook women's basketball team on the Nancy Lieberman Point Guard watch list, as well as the Naismith Award for Jersey Mike's Player of the Year. So we're looking forward to the exhibition game against Lewis on Friday, November 1st at 6.
Glad Josh Whitman extended Shauna Green.
Absolutely.
I tend to exaggerate because I extended her to 2052.
Right, but 2030 is good enough.
In this day and age, she is a absolute flight risk. She's young.
Especially with Gino over at Connecticut starting to wind
he's
down.
Grumbling, and he's older.
I know.
But I'm just saying, Shauna Green, 41-25 in 2 seasons at Illinois, unheard of women's basketball. Teresa Grant's had a good record here.
Yeah.
But I don't think Teresa was 41-25 after 2 seasons. Anyway, Shauna will get a call. She might not go, but she'll get a call. All the big jobs, you're going to have to, you got to talk to her. Look what she's done to Illinois.
I know.
Nobody can do that in Illinois. Here we go. Anyway, and she's very likable. And just a good woman. Very talented.
Go Illini.
All right, going to check your weather with our meteorologist, Greg Solier. I'm telling you, we just keep this thing going, man. This is awesome, late October. Your favorite Mexican restaurant, El Toro on West Springfield in Champaign, is still open 7 days a week despite the construction on West Springfield. If you're craving those mouthwatering Mexican dishes, just enter from the east. When you see the barricade at Springfield and Kenwood, look for their special driveway. It'll guide you straight to El Toro. El Toro will be serving up your favorites all through the construction for the next 5 months. Open daily and ready to welcome you. El Toro, your destination for authentic Mexican cuisine, even during construction.
Illini fans win free tickets. Stevie Jay Broadcasting has teamed up with Express Employment Professionals, your local link to top talent opportunities. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 for your chance to win tickets to upcoming home games. That's Illini to 359-2255. Express Employment Professionals, respecting people, impacting business at 1001 North Mattis. Express Employment Professionals says go Illini. Visit expresspros.com.
All right, we check your weather with our meteorologist, Greg Solier, and we simply want to keep this puppy going because the weather has been stunningly good for October, and it's looking good as we get into November, friends.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you. Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. That wind-blown warm-up getting underway will be with us here the next 36 hours or so. First in a series of weather systems coming in from the southwest will arrive tomorrow night. It's shower activity through Thursday morning on Halloween, but a better afternoon. Although winds will be gusty, temperatures will be falling. Quiet weather as we start the new month of November out, but short-lived. Another wind-blown warm-up, not quite the degree of warmth, but a milder spell and significant moisture back in the first half of next week, and significant drought improvement expected here in the next 7 to 10 days and even beyond that. For the day today, windy and seasonally warm, some record and near record setting warmth over parts of the area. 82 with sunshine and south wind gusting to 40 to 45 miles per hour this afternoon. Windy mild tonight down to 63. Windy warm tomorrow, sunshine 83. South wind up still to about 45 miles per hour. Showers after midnight tomorrow night, low down to 62. And for Thursday, Halloween showers in the morning up to 65, but slowly falling temperatures the afternoon. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solye.
Hello, Champaign County voters. This is Alan Anderson, candidate for auditor. We have a problem. A recent disclosure showed that our county missed out on earning more than $2 million over the past 3 years because taxpayer funds were deposited in extremely low-yielding bank accounts when they should have been invested elsewhere and earned much higher rates of return. This is a painful reminder of the crucial role the auditor's office should be playing in our county. It's not a job for an external auditor nor computer software. It's a job for a dedicated, vigilant auditor. The current auditor failed to find this problem until recently because he rarely looked at the county's financial transactions. Records show he did so only 20 times in a recent 461-day period. We need an auditor who worked for the county 100% of the time, not 5%. Your vote for Alan Anderson as the next Champaign County auditor may be worth millions. Please visit my website at andersonforauditor.com. I am Alan Anderson, and I approve this message. Paid for by Anderson for Auditor.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Lori Brower, and I'm running for Champaign County Coroner. I have healthcare and management experience from my years as an emergency department technician and a corrections officer, and I served as a deputy coroner since 2021. In this role, I'm qualified and experienced in death investigations in the field, as well as assisting the forensic pathologist during autopsies. I'm ready to serve the people of the county as the Champaign County Coroner. You can vote for me, Lori Brower, through early voting or on Election Day, November 5th.
Paid for by Friends of Lori Brower.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do insulation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance. And they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today, 217-586-3863, or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
Fighting Illini football is back in Memorial Stadium for Dad's Day and Military Appreciation Day on Saturday, November 2nd, as they take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Celebrate dads for one of the biggest weekends of the year with tickets as low as $25. All active military personnel are eligible to receive free tickets. Illinois football versus Minnesota, Saturday, November 2nd. Get $25 tickets at fightingillini.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Jets is hiring. Call 217-352-9992 or stop into 1907 West Springfield Avenue near Round Barn in Champaign. Jets is open till 10 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays till midnight. Are you looking for a side hustle? Here's Josh from Jets talking about the benefits of doing deliveries.
When I was a delivery driver, it was amazing how much the actual amount of money I had just shot right up. It's hard to describe. You have money in your pocket every single day.
For details on joining the team, visit jetspizza.com.
Well, thank you for listening. Diane will meet tomorrow.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. Have a great Tuesday.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Fighting Illini football is back in Memorial Stadium for Dad's Day and Military Appreciation Day on Saturday, November 2nd, as they take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Celebrate dads for one of the biggest weekends of the year with tickets as low as $25. All active military personnel are eligible to receive free tickets. Illinois football versus Minnesota, Saturday, November 2nd. Get $25 tickets at fightingillini.com.
Hello, Champaign County. My name is Jeff Wilson, your Champaign County board member, and I'm asking you to elect my friend Alan Anderson as your next county auditor. Our county deserves an auditor that restores trust, including a positive work environment, completes audits on time, and independently looks out for you. That person is Alan Anderson. Your vote matters. Vote early, by mail, or on Election Day, and join me, Jeff Wilson, in voting for Alan Anderson for county auditor. This ad paid for by the Champaign County GOP.
Find the look you love for less at Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Explore their wide selection of quality pieces, from cozy sofas to exquisite dining sets from all the top name brands. With personalized service and expert advice, their team makes finding the perfect piece effortless. Create the home of your dreams with Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Exceptional customer service and the best prices since 1959. Stop by today or visit them online at kelseyfurniture.com.
Better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. We are a locally owned community bank that has served the area since 1955. Fisher National is rooted in the communities we serve. We pride ourselves on providing financial resources that match or better the mega banks. We are your friends and neighbors who are involved in your communities and take a vested interest in seeing our customers thrive and prosper. Offering a line of rewarding consumer-centric deposits, home mortgages, small business banking, and agricultural lending. There are no compromises banking local with Fisher National. Our convenient online and mobile tools are second to none. We'll work hard to meet your financial needs and earn your trust. Learn more about Fisher National at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches. Our team looks forward to serving you.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Hey Illinois, get the ultimate winning combo with Circa Sports and Rosati's Pizza. Download and fund the Circa Sports Illinois app with just $20 and you'll score a free pizza. Bet big and taste the win with Circa Sports and Rosati's. It's sports betting the way it should be. Visit circasports.com/Rosati's. Must be 21 or older. Exclusions may apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Now at Jets, order any 3-topping pizza and get $5 off. Just use promo code 3TOP when ordering. That's the number 3, T-O-P. Want to impress family and friends and spend less? Get creative and build your own 3-topping pizza with their favorites for your holiday gatherings. Available in deep dish, thin crust, New York style, or hand toss round. Any 3-topping Jets pizza for $5 off with promo code 3TOP. It's a deal. Jets, better because it has to be.
You're listening to WXJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola.